Hey Flosstube, I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and it is Tuesday, April, maybe the 7th, I don't know. I've lost the plot. For years, I have been so good at keeping track of my husband's offbeat work schedule and where we are in his rotation of shifts compared to where we are on the calendar that the rest of the world goes by, and I can do it. Throw in my oldest son's new job, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be sleeping or awake anymore. And it's for a lot of reasons. It's been a rough couple of days. We're all still healthy. We're all still here. We're all still following the rules, but it's been rough. I had the straw that broke the camel's back the other day and got back up and still going. So, favorite stitchy thing right now in the world, I am stitching a lamp. I had the thought cross through my mind the other day, hey, I could pick up Furry Friends and start stitching on that. This is one of my Mania starts from last year, and during Mania I only did it like a tiny corner of the lampshade. So for 2 days I've spent all my stitching time stitching on the lamp, and I love the lamp. I love the lamp more than is reasonable. I'm having fun with this. To give you a look at what the entire project is going to be, this thing is huge. It is 15 3/4 by 11 3/4. I'm going to show you the back side of the chart just to give you an idea. This is one half and this is the other portion, and except for like 2 inches at the bottom, this is all chart. Once I get out of the corner where the lamp is, most of it's full coverage. This thing is going to take forever, but that is okay because, like I said, I love it. And I've said before that I don't always look at the dimensions of the finished piece and have a good idea what I'm getting myself into. This thing has so much floss compared to my other Riolas kits. But I love it. I might finish it. I might make some progress on it and tuck it back into my sewing cabinet. Whatever happens, happens, and that is okay. I finished House of Roses. I love House of Roses. And to remind you, this was a free download from that blog that has the French name I can't pronounce. There's a link to the chart down in the description. I had fun with this. It was fiddly enough to keep me challenged, and I did some frogging, and I actually did this without gridding, which for me is an accomplishment. I love this. I don't know if I'm going to make it a flat fold or a project bag. I've got somewhere, I think, some quilting cotton that is a realistic print of dark red roses that maybe I'll use in the finishing. That would require remembering where it is, which I don't know. Still working on Caledonian Sky, and somewhere between House of Roses and Caledonian Sky I made a discovery. Stitching in hand is not my thing. I don't get along with it well. I finally, because this is so long and skinny, took some of my little Dollar Tree clips and rolled it up and clipped it, which is probably not great for my fabric. I'm making... Okay, I have apparently managed to sew the front to the back of the work. I'll figure that out. I'm making good progress. I've kind of lost my enthusiasm, but only for this particular moment. I keep picking it back up. And I would love to know what on... Yeah, I sewed somehow... I did something weird there. It's fixable. Everything is fixable. In my last video and video before that, I told you that I was concerned about this shawl. My points and my increases and decreases didn't seem to be going the direction I thought they should be going, and I thought I'd gone wrong. I got the decreases done. I picked up stitches all along the long edge. It's right. It is the way it is supposed to be now that I am making the decreases on this part, which will go up to a point that will finish the shawl. At this exact moment in time, these long garter stitch rows are very soothing and easy to do. There are things about this shawl that I'm not loving, like the way that they picked up the stitches with yarn overs. If I was doing this, I wouldn't do that. There are some other things, if I was the shawl designer, now that I see where we're going, I would have taken a slight detour. But that's okay. $4 worth of yarn, soothing my nerves. That is always a good thing. And one of my absolute favorite things right now, which is a little bit ridiculous, I found a sweater with a hole in it. I don't remember this sweater. It was in the back of a closet, and it has a big gaping hole in the back that I don't know. I must have snagged a nail or something back when I was still aware that I owned this sweater, but the seams are right for taking it apart and harvesting yarn from it. So I'm going to wash this, and I am going to remember how to do that process, and I'm going to make a video about how to save yarn from an old sweater. It takes very little to excite me these days. And I had thought the plan pre-self-isolation had been to go to the thrift store and get a sweater. Then suddenly that was not an option. So the fact that I have a sweater and that the sweater has a hole in it, so there's nothing I can do with the sweater besides pull the yarn out of it or throw it away, makes the decision super easy. So I am happy about that. I told you last time I was getting ready to start 18 Caliber by Larissa Reinhart, and that you should go download the first book in the series, 15 Minutes. I read the book. It is wonderful. The chemistry between Maizie and Nash is one of my favorite parts of this series, and I just absolutely loved that and loved getting more of a focus on their relationship. And Maisie is jealous of her mother's new fish, which is just all kinds of fun. Hugely, hugely recommend that. I will put links to both of them in the description below, although you really should read the series in order if you can. I've been watching videos while I work on the shawl with the long garter stitch rows. And while you're knitting long garter stitch rows, it is wonderful for watching YouTube videos where you actually need your eyes on the screen. So I've been watching Bentley House Minis. I've watched her stuff before and love it, but don't always get a chance because it's an eyes on the screen sort of thing. She did a collaboration with Darkest Raven Designs where the creator at Darkest Raven Designs, I hope I get this right, gave her a box of buttons and a prompt, and she was supposed to make a miniature alchemist slab using a box of buttons like from your grandma's sewing room, and it is amazing how she did it. The miniature itself is amazing. The fact that she used buttons and made them fit into it without looking like buttons from grandma's sewing room, and the references, she used old paintings as references of how she wanted it to look, and it was really inspiring. I did not watch the video that Darkest Raven Designs did as a response to that one. She does have one, though, that is an old attic diorama that she did from scratch, and another one which is an Edgar Allan Poe inspired room box with the telltale heart under the floorboards. And if you're into dollhouse miniatures, highly, highly, hugely recommend that. And I think that is it for this one. This is a short video because it's been an overwhelming week. Hope you're hanging in there. Hope that if you want to be spending time on your projects, you have time to be spending on your projects. And thank you for watching. I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and I'll be back with you again soon.